Guys, you gotta, like, seriously, it's good. Like, really freaking good. You're gonna start looking at me like I am bona fide nuts when I tell you what's in this smoothie. You have to hear me out through the entire video, because at first it's gonna seem like these are some wacky ingredients to end up in a smoothie, but when I tell you the benefits, you're gonna totally see why. And at the end of the day, you're gonna see it tastes pretty darn good too. So the first thing I'm gonna be putting in this anti-inflammatory digestive boosting smoothie is going to be 3/4 of a cup of cannellini beans. Cannellini beans are also known as white kidney beans, and they're in here for good reason, because they are really the star of the show. The reason they're in there is because they're super high in vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Vitamin B1 helps stimulate the production of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter that basically regulates our memory, regulates our mood, and does a lot of things working with the hypothalamus. Helps our brain's epicenter really keep balance in our brain. But additionally, it blocks something known as alpha-amylase. Okay? Alpha-amylase is a starch inhibitor. So basically, it's an enzyme inhibitor that slows down the breakdown of certain starches. So when you have any kind of amylase inhibitor like that, you're slowing down the absorption of the carbohydrates and not getting as much of a blood sugar impact as you ordinarily would. Now, additionally, cannellini beans also contain something called cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin is dramatically powerful at making sure that you're staying satiated. It does this because it is an anti-hunger hormone, so it signals to the brain that you're no longer hungry. That's why this smoothie is so good to drink first thing in the morning. It's gonna keep you satiated throughout the day. All right, now I've got something that a lot of you have probably seen before. This is nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is pretty interesting. A lot of people end up confusing with brewer's yeast, but two totally different worlds. Nutritional yeast is extremely high in protein. In fact, gram for gram in weight, it's one of the most high protein foods that you can find, and it's a non-animal source of protein, so it's kind of nice. But it's extremely high in vitamin B12, which is going to give you a lot of energy. Okay? It's going to help red blood cell formation. But it's also a powerful immune booster. You see, there's a study that proved that those that consumed the same fiber that's in nutritional yeast directly post-workout for about 60 days saw a huge improvement and a huge increase in monocyte levels in their bloodstream. What that means is post-workout, nutritional yeast can help your immune system, which means that you're not going to get sick as much, but you're also going to be able to recover from that workout quite a bit better. Next up, we've got the next star of the show, which is good old-fashioned turmeric. Okay, and we're going to put about a tablespoon of turmeric in. The reason we're using turmeric is because it has a number of different positive benefits within the body. Number one being it's an anti-Alzheimer's concoction. Basically, it has something in it that blocks the formation of what is known as beta amyloid. Beta amyloid is a strong contributor to the plaque that ends up causing the cerebral issues with dementia and Alzheimer's. In addition to that, it contains something that's known as a lipopolysaccharide. Now, lipopolysaccharides are shown to boost the immune system dramatically. So again, between this and the nutritional yeast, we have a pretty powerful component there. Then, of course, turmeric has also been shown to reduce blood sugar, so we have that added component there. Now, since we're putting a full tablespoon in, I'm gonna take the little sprinkler off and go to town on it. I'm probably gonna put a little bit more than a tablespoon in there because, quite honestly, I love this stuff and you can't get enough of it. Now we're gonna roll on into the next ingredient, which is sunflower butter. The reason we're using sunflower butter over any other nut butter is because it's super high in vitamin E. Now, if we're talking about cholesterol levels, we're talking about digestion, we're talking about hormones, testosterone, things like that, you need the right kind of fats. You need the kind of vitamin E that's in sunflower oil that's going to help that process. In fact, there's a lot of studies that have shown that vitamin E does quite dramatically reduce cholesterol, especially when used continuously. You might be asking, why are you using sunflower butter instead of, say, almond butter or cashew butter or anything like that? Well, there's a strong reason behind that. One, if you have a nut allergy, this is significantly better because it's from a seed, but also almond butter, cashew butter, some of these other nut butters like that, they end up containing phytic acid, and phytic acid makes it extremely hard to break down the nut itself, wreaking a lot of havoc on your digestive system. And since this is a smoothie to help with digestion, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do something that's going to impede your digestion. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of sunflower butter in there. All right, so now that we put the sunflower butter in, we're moving into the liquid form here. Okay, now we're gonna add about a cup of almond milk. Now, the reason I'm using almond milk is simple. Almond milk, okay, it's a low carb choice. You're gonna have a lot better options there if you're trying to adhere to a ketogenic diet, or you're trying to keep it low carb in general. But since almond oil is a big component of almond milk, it's important to reference one particular study. So there was a study that looked at individuals that added almond oil to their diet for about 60 days consecutively. Well, what they found was those that did had a 24% decrease in overall triglyceride levels and a 6% increase in their HDL cholesterol. So all in all, a very good fat and lipid stabilizing food to be adding to this smoothie. Next up, I'm putting stevia in, and it's a little bit obvious why I would be doing that. I want to add a level of sweetness to it. And you usually want to do about 2 teaspoons of stevia. But a lot of people don't realize that stevia is more than just a natural calorie-free sweetener. It actually has some really powerful antibacterial, antimicrobial effects that have been proven in the oral cavity and are now starting to be proven in the digestive system as well, meaning it can potentially stave off bad bacteria, some of the gram-positive bacteria that we don't want in the gut. Then, of course, wouldn't be complete without, of course, adding ice to make it an official smoothie. Now, go ahead and mix it up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, are you ready for a golden power smoothie that sounds like it's going to be absolutely disgusting, but truly is not? Just to prove it to you, holy cow, that's actually really, really dang good. So there you have it, an anti-inflammatory, pro-digestive drink that's also going to help your mood, help your memory, and make you probably Superman. I will see you in the next video.